about to have some good old sound happening for keyboard. Hey Zendoka, how's it going? Hey Stars Live, how's it going? Hey, have you seen Alfred? You're becoming a regular, I love it. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. Friday. Sniper, it's been busy? Yes, it has, but it's all good. Suggest metronome speed. Whatever speed you can go at. For scales, sorry, that probably killed you in your ears. For scales, set it like 80. Oh, it's okay, Sniper Raptor. I would say set the metronome at like maybe 80, and then just have it basically. But the thing to know about the metronome is you can basically play with whatever you want. So you can go yut dut dut dut, and you can do that with everyone. Chirag, how's it going? But you also can do it as half notes. Da 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 da. You can do it as their eighth notes. Ya da 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 da. You can do it as triplets. Ya da 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 da. Right? So, Stars Live, what I would actually personally recommend is set the metronome pretty slow and then practice how many different ways you can do that. And for 5-finger exercises, you could go a little bit faster, like 100 BPM to begin with. You know, sweet. Yeah, I know. My streaming schedule, I've been a little early then late, and then that. No, it's not a new keyboard. Got a hyperpack schedule tomorrow. Might need a clone, but been managing. Well, you know, in general, busy is good. So, golden, brown, mom, sure, love story. Let's get into it. Bodnar. I'm guessing you're talking about Love Story by India. That's typically what people want. Instead of Love Story by Taylor Swift or Love Story from forever ago. Symphony number 9. If you want to throw a light goal on, my brain just, in general, has been all over the place. So I'm just typically just popping up on here. Let the World Burn, we can do that. Here's some Love Story. Until I Found You. I appreciate it. I'm just kidding. I know you're asking for a song. All right, Symphony number 9. I will do that Until I Found You. Can you play Mr. Sandman? What? Hold on. I gotta look up the music for Mr. Sandman. Bump-a-lump La Foule. We can look up La Foule. We're just flying through here. How's everybody doing? Woo! I Let the World Burn. Yes, that's right. We're gonna get the I Let the World Burn. You need to stop doing that, by the way. Stop letting the world burn. All right. Here's Until I Found You. Yes, like the video. Oh, Chirag, you're too kind. You're too kind. I don't think people understand how hard it is to actually sight read. That's a crazy tune. The actual chord changes in that are nuts. All right, here's La Fool. I'm just popping through here real fast. Can you play American Patrol? Yeah, we can get to there. Hey, Mohammed, how's it going? Everybody, like the stream. We are 15 people in, 5 likes. We need more likes. Hey, Space Boy, in love with what you did with MetaQuest. I'm glad that you appreciate that. The every keyboardist, the most useless function on the keyboard is the keys to success button. Ouch. Ouch. Kind of true, though. Can I talk a little bit more about Mr. Sandman changes? Yeah, let's go back to Mr. Sandman for a second. Let's talk about Mr. Sandman changes real quick. You made my day better? Oh, appreciate it. Okay, so very first thing, we have an A major 7 chord, right? And then we have a dominant 7th built off of the leading tone. That's really weird. That's called a 5 of 3. And then we go up to 3, but instead of actually playing 3, which would be C sharp minor, we play a C sharp augmented chord, which then resolves down to another augmented chord. And then we go to a 6 chord finally on 5. So we have 1, 5 of 3, 3 as augmented, which is basically another dominant harmony. It's basically a string of dominants, which is not that unusual, but the thing that makes it unusual is the fact that it's using all of these augmented chords. Very, very strange. It's so fascinating how when you hear something enough, you just think of it as being normal, even though it is anything but normal. We can pull up Pretty Little Baby. We can pull up American Patrol. I have Let the World Burn. Pretty Little Baby. Apparently we're doing all the old songs. Here's Let the World Burn. Do you want the usual like goals? You can pick whatever you want or just use those. I just don't care. It's a good idea to have some like goals. Appreciate you, Zendoka. Yeah, I'm just show us how to improvise? Yeah, let's talk about that, Space Boy. So we're on Let the World Burn, right? The chord progression is F minor, D flat, F minor, B flat, F minor, E flat. So what we're gonna do is we're first gonna use notes in that chord. You'll let the world burn? Oh no, don't do that, Muhammad. No, no. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to first use notes from the chord. Thank you. Thank you, Zendoka. Yeah, we can do Bohemian Rhapsody for sure. So we're just going to use notes from the chord. Okay, but that's a little boring. So what we're going to do, how about notes from the scale? How do I choose those notes? Ears, basically. All right, okay, guys, we got to like the stream. We're at 11 likes. We got 22 people in, 23 people in. We can get more. Like the stream. We need to like the stream. Carol the bells, we can do that. Here's American Patrol. We got a little patriotic person in here. Oh, what is it? Are we still doing I'll Let the World Burn? Yeah, we barely finish any songs. What do you think this channel is? You think this channel is finished songs? No, this channel is whatever I feel like. But ultimately, it's a lot just because it's fun to just mess around and to talk through things. Also, it's because my brain is just jumping from one thing to the next to the next. Gonna bring back Sunday worship streams? Yes, when I'm around on Sunday. Yes. Minecraft. Fear of being... That's a terrifying statement in Random Edits. All right, Carol the Bells, we can get to that 12th Street rag. We could definitely do that. We got 26 people in here. Let's go. Let's go. We're growing this thing. 15 likes. Let's get more likes. Is YouTube my only job? No. And I would recommend, even if you make a lot of money from YouTube, do not let YouTube or social media in general be your only job. Bad idea. It's an FP. It's a Roland, not a Yamaha. Although I love Yamaha. I have a lot of Yamaha keyboards. Does A note sound like an A? I don't know, does it? Here's Golden Hour for Ashish. How are the kiddos? Overachiever? They're good. You have a single Casio? Used it rigorously? Yeah, get to know your keyboard. Love your keyboard. That's all good, T-Rod. Good to see you, even for a second. Got 27 people in. Do I use the sustain pedal? Yes, I actually do, although I give my students a really hard time when I used to teach for using this thing because people use it way too much. So I do recommend, at the beginning at least, to try not to do that too much. Hey, it fills you with determination. Yes, I am indeed live. We are. You want this? Matt Monroe. I don't know who this Matt is that you're referring to. How best can I play by ear and perfect it? Again, this is the boring answer, but it's the quick answer. Practice. Practice. Do a little bit every single day. I know it's a boring answer, but it's the right one. We have 31 people in and only 20 likes. We can get more likes. All right, Battle Under a Broken Sky. A little bit of Azali, I'm pretty sure that is, right? Spaghetti, please. I don't even know what that means. Golden Hour. We could do a little bit more Golden Hour. My cat just winked at me. That's a little terrifying. But hey, it happens. It happens. Cats do a little winking sometimes. It's a good song. Cats rarely wink, but when they do, it's majestic. Love it. All right, we are at 24 people in, 21 likes. Let's get this like total up. Have a nice day and bye. All right, I'll see you later. Your idol? Yeah, we can do some idol. Your idol. he's a friend of yours? Awesome. I do not know Azali personally, but I've played a few of his things. They sound really nice. Can we do Apata? Yeah, we can do Apata. Let me grab a couple of these that people have been asking for a while. Spaghetti. Here's Le Stefan. Spaghetti. I have no idea what that's supposed to sound like. I'm just spitballing from the sheet music I just saw, which was kind of a train wreck. In the beginning, I see that. How are you playing everything we request? It's magic. Finale. I need to look that up. I forgot it. If you get winked at by a cat, you're allowed to play anything ever. It's like a magic power. So I got winked at once by a cat. If you ever get winked at by a cat, try playing the piano. See what happens. Turkish March. Once there was a crazy guy in my school talent who showed up and played Fantasy Impromptu, impressed everyone, and I in the corner played something like Idea 15, Idea 22. Guess what? At some point, everybody gets old and then nothing becomes impressive, and then everything becomes impressive again because most people spent most of their life just watching Friends and The Office and not actually practicing. No offense to people who like watching Friends and The Office, but I'm just saying. What is it? I should probably start trying to practice that again. Golden Hour. Everybody wants some Golden Hour. We'll jam out on Golden Hour a little bit longer. Oh, we're at 25 likes? Yeah, let's do a little for Elise. How about that? Still Dre. And I remember seeing Apata. Let's do a little more messing around with Furlies today. Can I play something and break it down? What do you want? What type of thing? Pop, jazz, Steinway, or Bosendorfer? That's a hard test. I think I'd choose a Bosendorfer. Wow, this is a terrible arrangement of this. It's not even the full thing. Okay, let me grab the whole thing. I just want to play this part. Any tips for interviews? I got one tomorrow. Like a interview for a job. You want Nia and Sebastian? Yes, leadership. Okay, this is what I would say. Opus 55 number 1, Chopin Nocturne. Okay, let me pull that up. I just played Golden Hour. Yes, it's true. All right, here's a little Opus 59 number 1. Okay, this is what I would say. I have not actually had that many interviews in my life in terms of like for jobs and different things, but um, I think the best way to do the interview thing is to actually actively listen to the other person. It's kind of the hardest because you can't actually like prepare. You should know what you're talking about, but just actually listen to what they're saying and go, how can I solve can I ask them questions, right? So like, they're trying to ask you like, okay, how are you going to do a good job about this? And you go, okay, but why do you need that job done? Or, what does that accomplish? Like, what is a pain point that you're having that I can help solve, right? The moment you switch it over to that language, you're going to be in. Like, they're going to just be like, oh, this person's a team player. They're actually trying to help me. As opposed to, like, what most people do. Oh, my greatest strength is, if you're talking I, my all the time, you're probably not getting the interview. That would be my little, that would be my opinion. Make it about them. If you make the interview about them and make them feel good about what they're talking about and feel like their concerns are heard, they're going to leave it and go, I don't know what we did. I thought we were interviewing someone else, but I think I just met my best friend. That's what they're going to be thinking. So anyway. Okay, let's actually read the key signature. Initiative versus waiting for the task. Ding, ding, ding. Alfred with another W. Speaking of W's, Chopin. Does the key signature tell you the mood of the piece? No, it does not. It's kind of a myth that minor means sad and major means happy. That's a gross simplification. A 1,000 years. It's been so long. You guys are spamming away. I will do golden because Mr. Dexter is not spamming away. You guys can figure out that it's not cool to spam. Hey, we're at 33 likes and only 32 watching. Now we need to get the watch total up. What are you guys liking? So I got a new coffee maker. And it's funny because like my wife's like, the coffee's not very good. And I'm like, yeah, it's because the beans that we buy are just massive levels of beans. Many happy songs use natural minor scale. Exactly. As a 16-year-old with no concrete work experience, nothing paid but exposure, only interviewing like crazy, just being interesting. And what you said, see what value you can add to their company. Yep. When am I drinking coffee? Ask you questions, clarify. Yeah. Zendoka just nailed, just bagged an interview. So Zendoka's a good source. They're more in the front lines than I am, for sure. Again, I interview clients all the time, so I still have to sell, but it's a little different because I'm coming from an area of expertise. I'm approaching them as peers, right? Because like when you get interviewed for a job, there's a very obvious power dynamic. When you're interviewing a client, when like a client is interviewing you, you're coming in with a package. You're just like, hey, these are the things I can do. This is what we can do. So. Weighted keys are normal keys? Weighted keys are normal keys. Non-weighted keys are not normal, and they're very sad. can do it. It's been so long. We can do blue. You guys just gotta chill out. Can I play Golden Hour? Nope. I cannot play Golden Hour. What, when doing finger exercise, should we be focusing more on speed or accuracy? You should always put accuracy first, but there should be times when you are just able to focus on speed alone. It's actually a really good idea to focus on speed. Mozart Symphony 40, Mirrors theme. All right, hold on, guys. We can do a little bit of actually playing some stuff. What? This thing? Yeah, I'm not playing any notes right. How to sight read sheet music? Learn a little bit every day. Okay, all right. Here's a little bit of end to the beginning. Yeah, we got a good mixture. Espresso, we can do that. Nocturnini, flat yeah, major. We got 34, 37 likes. It's so interesting to me. So you guys are much more willing to like than the last few streams. What song is that? When is my next stream? It will probably be actually Monday, unfortunately. I'd like to do one earlier, but I'm just gonna be gone over the weekend. My daughter competes in gymnastics, so going to that. As time flies by. You want Nessa Dorma? Rushy? We can do Rushy. You heard gymnastic stunts growth? This is what I would say. It's a self-selection, right? So, first of all, most gymnasts are genetically set up. I thought you were gonna do espresso. Let's see. Do I play the saxophone? No. Here, I'll do a little bit of It's Been So Long for the person that's been pushing a while. I know FNAF is kind of a big deal right now. did Mirrors, by the way. Just did Mirrors, Time to Say Goodbye, which is Nessa Dorma, right? Alright, that's it. Turkish March, what? I've never done this before, bye. Something like that. You love that song? It's a good song. Horizon, Hero from Still, Moog City. Is it about the pianist or about the piano? It's definitely about the pianist. You think the light... Alfred, that's a great idea. We could totally do that type of thing. It would end up being that that's the only thing that I would be playing is the like songs. And I don't think you've only been on one stream where we had a higher volume of people. This is pretty unusual. So we had a string of probably about 2 months where every single day the average viewership on one of these live streams was like 60 to 70 people. And no joke, the likes would typically be going up by 25 like increments every, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And so even this, it would get to the point where I was just playing like song and then the next like song and then the next like song. Can I play Skibbity Toilet? But not a bad idea. Gone Angels. All right, we'll do a little Maple Leaf Rag for you. The A, B, C sharp part. Oh, you mean this part? That part? Love Story, Indian. Show us my setup. How on the piano is it going to sound different to do the Marilyn Manson one versus that? What piano do I use? This is an FP90, but I have a billion keyboards, and I've got acoustic piano upstairs, so. Wonderful Christmas Time. Christmas time is here. It's slower. That's wonderful. Thank you for the insight. Bohemian Rhapsody, we could do that. Can you do Back to Chicago? There's many things we could do. Can you please stream on the acoustic? It is up in my living room where all of my children are doing all of their lovely things that they want to do. Play your favorite Bill Withers song. I don't think this is my favorite one, but... I just played Maple Leaf Rag. Did you miss that? Maple Leaf Rag? The Stranger Things intro in A minor. So originally you're starting on the flat 6 and then you're going up to... So it's in E minor, right? 6, 7, and then minor 1, right? So an A minor would start on F. Favorite David Bowie piece? I told you that. Okay, all right. Should we do Stranger Things? It does sound good. Don't speak, no doubt. It's funny. I know that you're talking about a song, but it just sounds like you're saying don't speak, no doubt. Like stop speaking. What, third movement? Stranger Things in C. Here's in C. We're not even going to transition. We're actually going to play it in major here. That's in C. C major. How about Stranger Things in C minor? So hold on. So it starts on the... So C minor would be this. Something like that. Can I play Bohemian Rhapsody? What, use the transpose button? Never. Never. Do you know how many times I've actually played with the transpose button? This many, okay? This many. Good points overall, Theovol. Yes, that's a good reason to transpose. When you only have a certain amount of octaves, yes. Distorting the signal. Thank you, Taylor. I used to play this club that had this. The guy who ran it had a really creepy Marilyn Manson story that he would tell me every time we'd go and play there, and it was so gross, and he would have to tell it to me every single time. I was alone. Let's do it. I was alone before I met you. This is an original of mine. Seems so long ago. When did I start playing? When I was 7. That's fine, Zendoka. Life was one long rejection, like a kidney on the wrong side of town, when I didn't know you. Ever played Canon in D? Never. Ever in my life. Couldn't be more confused. Then you came around. Reality is you and me. Come close and show me your love. If I'm down, just wear your crown. Come close and show me your love. You liberate and celebrate. Everything I have is yours. My heart and soul, in you I'm full. Everything I have is yours. What were the thoughts behind the lyrics writing this song? They are very true about myself and my relationship with my wife. can't tolerate my ego. It wants to be alone. By rights, you should have left me. It's too hard to think about when you come close to me. It helps me to see the world all around. Reality is you and me. Come close and show me your love. If I'm down, just wear your crown. Come close and show me your love. You liberate and celebrate. Everything I have is yours. My heart and soul, in you unfold. Everything I have is yours. So that's an original. It's called I Was Alone. It's on all the platforms. Greatly appreciate that. All right. We got 28 people in here. We got 51 likes. We are going to play Megalovania right now. We're going to do an epic version of Megalovania. We are super close to 25K. Do I do MIDI? Yes. I use MIDI nonstop. Pretty much everyone does. MIDI is pretty amazing. For this particular setup, I'm actually going audio signal directly into an audio interface, and then I have a microphone that you can't see above. So that is what's going on here, but that doesn't mean that that's what you have to do. Megalovania in F minor? Sure, we can do Megalovania in F minor. You're thinking about doing this, is this worth it? What, live streaming or playing the piano? Depends on what your goals are. If you ever thought I was gonna give you a straight answer about anything, then you're missing it. Live streaming? Do you have any fan base already, Joseph Money Hun? A small amount, mostly from open mic. Okay. So this is what I would say about live streaming. Here's my live streaming ideas. So I will preface this by a couple years back, I kind of transitioned what my general career is. So mostly what I do nowadays, is that left-handed? No, it's not. It just is reversed. How long do you practice it a day? Not enough these days. But what I will say is I used to practice like easily, like, I don't know, I'd play the piano at least over 10 hours a day at least. But that was rehearsals and classes too. All right, this is what I would say, Joseph, about the live streaming thing. This is the calculation that I would do. The first is, do you actually have time? Like, what are your current goals? So like, I know for myself, one of the reasons why I didn't live stream for a very long time is there was always something more important in real life, IRL, to do. because you have to think about it. Live streaming is going to be the least amount of reward right now for potentially great reward in the future. Whereas if you just go out and work a job, you'll make money right now. Okay? If you go out and spend time with people in real life, you're going to do something right now. Okay? So, like, let's say you're trying to grow your career, like your music career. I would say it's probably a better idea to actually just go out and network in real life until you're actually gigging all the time. Once you're gigging all the time, maybe you've saturated your network. Maybe you saturated your IRL network, right? So at that point, then yeah, it may actually make sense. Do you have family obligations? Like a big thing for me that took a while is I had to wait until my kids got a bit older, so that and I had the resources to have a home that had multiple spaces, so that I wasn't disrupting family life by streaming. Um, uh, you've been saying Rushy for 5 minutes. Okay, great, wonderful. Where's the monitor to calm down the chat? The chat's fine. Do I have perfect pitch? No. Um, how do I get better at sight reading? Get a hymnal or like Bach chorales and just read something every day. Um, uh, how old are you? I seem young. Well, I am 35 years old, if you really want to know. Not a big secret. Uh, I didn't even make you have to guess. Um, so one last thing, Joseph, that I would say is think about vertical versus horizontal. If you have time and you just want to chill for long periods of time and not be intense about it, you could certainly horizontal live stream, but you're not going to really gain a big audience from horizontal live streaming unless you do it consistently for hours and hours and hours every single day. If you're going to do what I typically do, which is like around an hour of live streaming a day, I would highly recommend doing vertical, because YouTube or TikTok is just feeding you people constantly. What camera am I using? Just an iPhone. I've learned the guitar, want to learn piano. How do I start? And especially, how do I practice putting both hands together? Well, same answer for both. Scales. Hands together, scales. What's your favorite scale? I love the octatonic scale. Please explain Barry Harry's sixth diminished scale. I'm vaguely aware of that. Oh, diminished sixth scale. Let's see. What? Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it's this thing? Right. So hold on, let me get an example. I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to show that you can add in all of these extra little passing notes. It's kind of a version. This is probably a poor explanation of it, but it's the idea that if you add in a passing note like that A flat, what you're doing is you're giving yourself all these possibilities that allow you for better making melodic and smooth your moving chords through things. So for example, let's say you are harmonizing Twinkle Twinkle. So if you add in something, you can go, right? And then, right? You see what we're doing here? chorus. Nah, I'm not doing that. Thus far as C, F, and G played on 2 octaves. Okay, wonderful. Play Happy Birthday. It's his birthday. Cool. That's lovely. What's your favorite transcendental etude? I'm not a huge fan of Liszt's etudes. His regular music, like here's the thing about Liszt. His regular music is hard enough. Do I like Ragtime? Ragtime's fun. His regular music's hard enough. All right, I'll see you, Alex Gaming. Yeah, no problem. I would go straight to the source, Barry Harris. How do you position your fingers on the piano? Which fingers do you play for each hand depending on the notes? So again, all roads for you, Ninzebro. I just actually literally just talked this through somebody, a buddy of mine in real life. The trick if you're learning piano, especially coming from guitar, is you want to learn your scales. And the scales have specific fingerings attached to them, and you can find them very easily. So like, for example, right hand on C major, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm seeing your messages, Nix. I'm ignoring most everybody right now. I am just, we're jamming. We're just talking through things, okay? Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to just talk through and it's fun to just sometimes shoot the breeze and talk through some concepts. Ninzir, whatever, however you say your your username. What you want to do is you want to think about the fingers on the scale. So every scale is 7 notes, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to think about what combination of 3 and 4 do I use to get that. So for example, let's say I'm on A major, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then left hand, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So it's a group of 4 and a group of 3 with the pinky at the start. If you start practicing your scales, what you're going to start to realize is like once you know where you are in that particular scale, you can play songs just like you would on guitar, and they're going to sound good, right? And then you can use your ears to find those notes. So that's what I would say in general, trying to learn piano from guitar. Playing so good, Darius, thank you. When did I start practicing piano? At 7. Ashish, what, you want to be shouted out? Hey user, Sarah Pesh T Amo. User, I think actually I'm not going to be doing any more requests right now. I think I'm probably just going to chat for 2 seconds and then get out of here. Man, Fig Leaf Rag, though, is a little tempting. Because I don't think I've read this one before. That's fun. That's a great line. Speaking of passing notes, that is the type of thing that you want to learn. So think about a scale. Let's say we're playing bop, 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 ya da 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 dum. Do you hear how we end on the one, not on the beat, right? Ya ba da ba da ba da bum. Well, now imagine we add in a passing note. Ba da ba da 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 dum. Right? So one of the tricks that jazz people use and a lot of musicians use is they add in notes, and when you get really, really good at improvising, you just start adding in notes subconsciously to diatonic scales, scales that have the collection of notes that belong to the major scale. You start adding in more notes so that you end at the right place, right? You can even go above and then come back down. Right? Right? Whatever it is, you're just always going to go there. What is my goal in piano? I just love fluency. Which notes am I playing? I'm going from B flat to B flat. That's all I'm doing. You know which clip is AI? Good for you. Good for you. You need to help out. If you can go in and respond to all the thousands of comments on my videos, because there's a lot that don't seem to know. What do you think the hardest scale is? From an pedagogical standpoint, it is 100% B flat major. It's 100% B flat major. Do you have any other hobbies? I'll play some video games occasionally, but honestly, I split my time pretty evenly between work, which used to always be just music, but now it's stuff outside of music, and my kids. Like, there's very little that happens outside of those three things. Have I seen Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3? No, I have not. Funny answer for hardest scale. If you notice my clarification, I said pedagogically. So from a teaching standpoint, it would be B flat major. The other one that I like in terms of a thinking person's answer to that question is C major is the hardest scale. Maybe we'll do a talking stream coming up. I look like Mark Zuckerberg. The Mixolydian scale isn't easy. It's not a scale, first of all. It's a mode. I'm going to be super pedantic and obnoxious. As a music teacher, still hilarious. What do you mean? What do you mean about C major or B flat major? So here's my answer for both of those. So when you teach scales, if you teach scales in a row, like you have the normal fingering, so they get comfortable, right? So they do C, G, D, A, E, right? Then they learn B, but B is easy because B's on rails because you have all the black keys. And then F is weird, but people get it pretty fast, right? B flat is just a major, yes. Again, I'm saying pedagogically. By the time you have kids doing the altered scale, guess what? They're okay. They're going to be fine. Pedagogically, meaning how you teach it. So when you get to B flat major, if you're teaching scales in a traditional way, it is a make or break scale because it's breaking their brain. They're starting on a black key out of nowhere. They have to play very different fingerings in both hands. They're not starting on their thumb. They're not using their pinkies. It's really confusing. That's why B flat major is a very challenging scale for most people. C major is very challenging because it actually has nothing about it tells you what fingering to use. Do C sharp major. C sharp major is just D flat major, which is one of the easiest scales, by the way. Now, the reason why C major is actually so challenging, I have had, yes, there's no black keys, and those tell you where to put your fingers, so to speak, when you play piano. And so if you are playing C major, I have had, no joke, very talented students who probably have a slight learning disability, and they cannot ever lock in the fingering for C major. Like multiple octaves. Like they will literally be playing something like Fantasy Impromptu. very, very well, and they will just play C major like this. And you're like, why did you end on 2 at the end? And it's like, yeah, because you're just basically shooting from the hip with what fingers, and you can't ever lock that in because there's no topographical way to lock that in. So, anyway, I need to get rolling because I got to get packed up and get everything rolling for the weekend. Pirates of the Caribbean. C major arpeggio. Ah, come on. How to come back as you play arpeggio. Practice the way down. Practice the way down more than you practice the way up if you want to get good at arpeggios. I need to do that more, even myself. Anyway, I will see you all later. Thanks so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. Helps out a lot. Until next time, I might be out during the weekend, but until next time, have a great weekend. Channel's almost at 25K. Thanks so much for the support. I will see you all later. Bye-bye.